All right.
Oh.
Okay. So today we're going to be going over the study guide. Please pull up the study guide. Take a second to pull up the study guide.
Is this for the midterm?
Yeah.
Is midterm tomorrow?
Yes.
It is.
Actually, kill me.
All right.
That can't go on
Are you eating gas station food?
I thought it was really
Really
good.
good.
Really good.
Hmm.
I know when I was driving to school, Cash started banging on my window and gave me it.
Because they give them out. They give out the old ones.
They do?
Yeah.
That's it?
They always give them to me when I was there. I just give them to my daughter.
Oh, me too.
All right. So if you look at the study guide that I kindly put up on the Gap for you, you have 4 sections that are going to be covered on your midterm assessment that's coming up. There's going to be the section on early Americas and indigenous culture is going to be quite short. You need to know about the economies of different indigenous groups. Pacific Northwest, what are they eating? Salmon, that's where salmon comes from to this day. Southwest, what do you have?
Corn.
Yeah, maize, agriculture. You have to also be familiar, and I'm sure you are, with the encomiendas system and Bartolome de las Casas. I think we've covered him extensively, and a lot of you chose to recover him or redress him in that primary source assignment, which I was kind of disappointed about because I wanted you to touch on things that we hadn't covered. That was the point of that. Not John Winthrop and Bartolome de las Casas, and some people did an excellent job of finding new sources, like Chioma, but you turned it in late.
I did. What do you mean?
It was late.
I didn't turn it in late.
It was yellow on the thing.
I didn't turn it in late.
Dude, I remembered at like 3 a.m. Then I forgot to turn it in. And I
You would have had a full score had you not turned it in late. It was well. I mean,
I turned it. Okay,
is
wait.
ChatGPT?
Wait.
I mean, not ChatGPT. Is the Gap lying to me?
No, wait. I turned it in at 12:03. Give me some grace. It was 4 minutes late. 4 minutes late.
This is
4 minutes is very much.
It was 4 minutes late.
But to me, it gets. All right. I'll
Please just give me a grace
reevaluate. I'll reevaluate that. Maybe get one more point.
Oh, you already graded it?
Yeah, they're all graded.
Gap?
Yeah, they're all graded. If you just picked sources that we've already covered extensively, you lost points.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh.
that was the whole point of that assignment.
What?
I
To-
think they're fun type of source.
To engage with new sources.
I did City on the Hill though. Is that?
That's not.
That was probably the worst. That was the lowest of the sources you could have chosen, because it was even the one I did in the example.
Oh right, right.
So
Oopsie daisies.
Okay, I was a little bit confused because I know that it says it was supposed to be 2 to 3 paragraphs, but then on the rubric it was like 1 paragraph.
no, but that was just one generic reflection. You're supposed to weave them together. I was just doing the chart.
That's why I did it right.
The example is just the chart.
How do I sunglasses on my head?
I didn't write a whole. I didn't do the whole written part for you. I had the example from the who, what, when, where, why, and relevance.
I was,
If you chose Bartolome de las Casas, John Winthrop, again, these were the the ones I thought we'd covered most extensively. Anyway, we can talk about that later. So first period that you have 1491 to 1607, Indigenous America and Early Encounters. 1607 to 1754, regional development and labor systems. You need to know about the Chesapeake colonies. What are their economies based around? Tobacco. You have a slow transition from indentured servitude to enslaved Africans. You need to know about the Chesapeake colonies in comparison with other regions, like the Low Country. What's going on in the Low Country economically? Low Country, what am I talking about?
South Carolina.
South Carolina, Georgia.
Isn't that tobacco coming too?
No, they're rice.
Chesapeake is tobacco.
But they also have the system of slavery is a bit different.
Oh,
You need to be able
It's like
to
task-based.
separate task system with what's the other one? Gang labor system, exactly. And how about New England? What's going on there?
There's not that
Who-
much slavery.
And they built
Yeah,
the
the
boat.
Puritans
Puritans.
basically own it all.
Yeah, this is where the Puritans have arrived. John Winthrop. What is it? They are still tied into slavery in one important way. What's going on?
Yes, it's like where they come in. Like it's where they,
It's where the ships are built.
yeah, where the
Ships are built in Portsmouth, which is now in present day what state? Portsmouth. Anybody know? The U.S. Naval Academy Preparatory School is there. There's a Navy base there.
Maryland?
Rhode
Rhode
Island.
Island.
Rhode
Who
Island.
cares about Rhode Island?
Rhode Island ties into the next example.
Rhode Island is irrelevant.
No, there is an important figure that you need to know associated with Rhode Island.
Peter Griffin.
No. The established, yes, Roger Williams. He is a breakaway from the Puritans, more liberal in his thinking, and Rhode Island, he establishes Providence. Rhode Island has the reputation for what?
Like they're very welcoming of all
Yes.
different people.
It's a bit more diverse. They're not as insular as the other Puritan communities are. New England, you can also associate it with robust local economies, civic engagement, right? This is important as we move toward the American Revolution. Middle colonies, Pennsylvania, established by whom? William Penn. What's his background? He is Quaker, and what are Quakers associated with?
Oats.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
like
just talk.
anti-slavery. Yeah, they're anti-slavery, and they're German.
Yeah, they're a lot of colonists in Pennsylvania. They're German speaking. It's a bit more culturally diverse. This is the economically the breadbasket of the colonies. This is where wheat comes from. Yeah, this is where you get that Quaker oats, right? There's a reason for that, right? The Quakers are some of the earliest abolitionists, right? They slowly become more strict about expunging any members of their community who have ties to slavery, right? You get this shunning in a number of Dutch communities in Pennsylvania. The Amish also have this policy of shunning, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, the Amish are still speaking German to this day. And the Amish also refer to outsiders as, anybody know? English. It's like Ledger. You go do a horse and buggy ride in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. There's like, oh, we've got an English tourist today. Yeah.
And they're American or like?
No, they're
Amish?
they're Amish.
I love Amish.
You can buy Amish butter around here and furniture.
I know. Yesterday, because like I do community service, I was like organizing books, and there was like Amish love books.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah, it
interesting.
was very odd.
They don't live around here. The people who you are thinking are Amish, that sometimes people think are Amish who live around here are actually Mennonites.
They're
Right.
in Highlands with the horse and buggy.
And the really long hair.
I think that those are Mennonites. But yeah, Amish mostly live in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and there's some in Florida for some reason. All right. Great Awakening. What is this?
Like,
Religious, like the way.
Yeah, revival. Like a religious revival.
A religious revival that is built around emotional conversions and also as it relates to the American Revolution. Why is it important?
Because it's like you're having an individual identity and you can resist like being ruled, basically.
Exactly. This is born out of the Protestant Reformation. You have the emphasis on one's own individual connection with God. It is not hierarchical in the same way that the Catholic Church is hierarchical. And this is important and foundational to understanding the revolution, right? The seeds are being planted decades before the actual violence or fighting kicks off. And this is one key aspect of that. Figures associated with the Great Awakening: Jonathan Edwards, also George Whitefield. George Whitefield is a highly educated individual. He has an actor's background. He has this he's a touring preacher, right? We have contemporary examples of that who live around us. What's the
I know what you're talking about.
the highway outside of Asheville is called what? Anybody know? The Hume Training Center is in Asheville, or no, it's actually in Montreat.
Montreat College?
Billy Graham.
Oh, Billy Graham Parkway?
Yeah, Billy Graham Parkway. He's, for people who are involved in that lifestyle, he's very important, right? Does anybody go to a church like that, like one of these big mega churches that has real sort of like emotional kind of aspects of it?
No, that's like cult-ish. My grandparents go to like mega churches like that, and it's like,
Where?
It's like, I think
In,
there's
like-
nothing wrong with like a church that has like a lot of people, but it's just
yeah,
like,
but like you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
there's like strobe lights, like this
Yeah,
big
like
stage.
concerts.
Yeah, there's
and
just
stuff.
concerts.
Yeah, well, the roots of that come from this time period.
And my
That
grandparents
is a
live in
very
Columbia.
American. There's something that's like a very.
Yeah.
When I
Like,
see
that
that,
doesn't happen anywhere else.
what is that?
Yeah, like
Mega
churches. Like,
Christmas celebration.
Oh my
Yeah.
yeah, like traditional church. Like in every other country, there's traditional church, and then these mega churches have like concerts and these like crazy like
I
type
went to
of
one-
like.
Yeah, the American influence
It doesn't.
almost supersedes the
But
Christianity.
there are a
Like,
lot of like American churches that like don't do that.
Don't do that. Like the church I go to is very traditional.
Exactly.
I take communion every single time I go.
Honestly, a
It's
stereotypical
very-
church in Korea, low key, looks like not like as more concert like as
Yeah.
you described them. But like in Korea, we don't have like the traditional type of church services like we do like at regular Presbyterian or anything else. Like we do have like a stage setting, and they bring out a band that does like hymnals and stuff. Like the hymns are a bit different. They're a bit more.
But these,
Yeah, you have
but
the
these
emotional.
churches-
You have the emotional conversion, and
Yeah.
it's like that's no coincidence because you have had American military stationed in your country
we
for
got a
50
lot
some
of that.
years, or even longer than that, right? Like in Korea, you get these really interesting fusions of American culture with Korean culture, and you sort of make it your own, like your fried chicken, your K-pop, your Christianity.
But these mega churches, they like.
Wait, hold on. I just want to. Did anybody ever watch this series Beef?
Oh, I
Street
did.
beef.
Beef. It's like it's talking about Korean Americans, but
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
it has that emotional conversion section in the show. Stephen Yoon, right? Nobody's seen that? I think it was on Netflix. It was but it was an A24.
Yeah, Steven Yeun is the guy who like voice acts Invincible.
Oh yeah.
He's in a lot of interesting stuff.
He's the guy from Walking Dead.
Yeah. To me, I most associate him with a movie called Burning, which is one of my favorite films. But anyway, yeah, that show Beef. There was one episode that religion is sort of a subplot there, and it showed. And I think for a lot of like American people, they didn't realize how important a role religion plays in Korean communities, and that was sort of interesting to see. Because the parallels are, the overlap is with kind of more conservative traditions that you see in the South, but this is set in LA. So, all right, something to maybe check out. All right, Great Awakening. This is also born out of print culture. You have the first printing press from coming out of Germany, right? It's no coincidence that this is where the Protestant Reformation occurs. You have similar developments in the colonies. What does print culture bring about?
That's where like Thomas Paine's Common Sense.
That's gonna be a bit later, but yeah, the theme.
Oh, but it helps like create an individual American identity.
Spread ideas, spread revolutionary ideas, right? Things are becoming less and less hierarchical. And that's all born out of the Protestant Reformation. All right. 1754 to 1800, Revolution and New Nation. First and foremost, you need to know a bit about the French and Indian War. Who makes their name in the French and Indian War? George Washington. He leads the Virginia militia up to out near Pittsburgh, and he engages with the French. This is a British victory. He is only 21 years old, so pretty remarkable. This is a British victory, and it is important in the lead up to the American Revolution because of what?
Because of the Appalachian or like West Side.
First, before Stamp Act and Townsend Act, what comes before?
Yeah.
Yeah, Proclamation of 1763 bars settlement west of the Appalachians. For colonists, this is a key source of resentment for colonists who have just fought under the British flag in this war. Why can't we settle west of the Appalachians? It's seen that it's viewed as the British sort of siding with indigenous groups, especially after Pontiac's rebellion. What also is going on during this time? What's going on with the British?
They're in war debt.
Yeah, they have incurred massive war debts. And as a way of addressing or paying off these debts, they levy a number of taxes against colonists. It just adds insult to injury for some, compounds the issue. That's where you get the Stamp Act and Townsend Acts. And an end to what was called a period of salutary neglect, wherein the colonies had existed with considerable autonomy. And so this is just another source of resentment. There are ideological shifts as war looms, as tensions are sort of building, you have the Boston Massacre. How is John Adams associated with that event?
He's the lawyer.
Yeah, he defends the British troops who have opened fire on the colonists. Who's the first man killed in the Boston Massacre? It's his name. Anybody remember this guy's name? He had a really interesting story.
He like went to Sarah. Cyprus?
No, that's Boston King.
Oh.
Crispus Attucks. Crispus Attucks. He's a dock worker. It's said that a lot of the Boston Massacre, it might have been tied with like local tensions related to British troops and colonists competing for jobs. Anyway, Adams defends the troops there and they get off. This is followed by the shot heard round the world. Where does this occur? This is the first. Yeah, Lexington and Concord. This is the first back and forth exchange. This is followed by Bunker Hill, another event in New England, somewhat of a Pyrrhic victory for the British. They win, but at an extraordinary cost. The war shifts south afterwards. You have battles going on in the Low Country. Patriots are engaging in guerrilla warfare, especially in the swamp areas around South Carolina. Washington secures a victory at Saratoga in 1777. That is important because of what reason? What happens after Saratoga?
They get the French alliance.
Yes. The victory at Saratoga convinces the French to join in on the war effort. This is the turning point in the war. This is also marks a global shift in the conflict. The British are then defeated a few years later at Yorktown. The French Navy is instrumental in this victory because why?
Because they blocked, yeah.
They block Cornwallis's troops from securing reinforcements at the coast there, and the British surrender. The war concludes officially with what?
The Treaty of Paris.
Treaty of Paris, that's 2 years later, and therein you have the recognition of U.S. independence. All right? Early governance is determined under the Articles of Confederation, which, how are we going to characterize that?
It like limited a lot of federal power and gave power to states individually.
Yeah, it's weak. There's no ability to tax, and this is sort of leads into the debate between Federalists and Anti-Federalists, central versus state power. You have Adams. Adams is what? On which side of this? He's a Federalist. A lot of these divisions are being played out within Washington's cabinet. Hamilton, during this time, he creates the Bank of the U.S., which is backed by wealthy New England merchants. There are ongoing issues with the British, especially related to the issue of what? Starts with an I. This is a key term you need to know. Impressment.
Oh, is that what the ships and how people were like being taken captive?
Yeah, the capturing. Here, let's look up a definition of impressment. Impressment, the act of coercing unwilling men into military or naval service, often through intimidation or force. This is a key factor in the buildup of the War of 1812. Jay's Treaty removes a number of British forts that are out in the frontier areas and maintains neutrality, but it is widely unpopular because it does not sufficiently address the issue of impressment. Understand that? This is occurring during Adams' presidency. And there's considerable backlash to this insufficiency. Adams responds with what? Adams responds to his critics with what?
He like tries to silence them basically.
How? Through what?
Through
Through legal means.
yeah.
What?
The Alien and Sedition.
Yeah, Alien and Seditions Act, it's limiting dissent. Remember, he has, I don't know, I get those sort of, I've gotten the feeling that he has a bit of thin skin, right? This is sort of an issue between him and some former friends of him and his wife, like Abigail Adams and Mercy Otis Warren have the falling out over her criticism from this time period. You know, she's from high society, so you can't imprison her, but you can imprison, you know, more less connected people. Jefferson's Democratic Republican Party is born out of this. You get calls for more states' rights through the Virginia and Kentucky resolutions. And this is all leading up into the election of 1800, wherein, who is victor?
Jefferson.
Jefferson wins. The election of 1800 is also referred to as what?
The War of 1800.
The Revolution of 1800, because it is what?
There's so much tension.
It's the first
Oh, it's the
peaceful
first peaceful.
Transfer of power.
first peaceful transfer of power between political parties. Understand this? The Constitution has held. The Constitution has held. Right? Don't have to have a civil war over this. There is a feeling that these New England colonies might break away, but they don't. They don't. Jefferson's, you're going to have a couple questions on Jefferson's administration. What's the most important development from Jefferson's term? The Louisiana Purchase, right? He sends his Secretary of State, James Monroe, to what's the goal when he sends James Monroe?
He just wants New Orleans.
Yeah, he's trying to secure purchase of New Orleans from Napoleon. Napoleon is dealing with turmoil, especially related to the Haitian Revolution. What is Napoleon's response there?
Just go ahead and take all of it.
Sell the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sell the whole thing. They're not going to be able to maintain it anyway.
Ridiculous amount.
He's gearing up for a war with England. He's got his own stuff to deal with. Okay, you know, you don't need that headache, right? A lot of that territory was fairly wild and sort of unknown.
349.
I mean, can you imagine coming upon the Rocky Mountains or you know, after navigating all these swamps and then like the dust bowl that is Oklahoma, and then you come into the Rocky Mountains? This must have been, it would have been like going to another planet or something, right? And then there are indigenous people out in this region. You should.
Did the French occupy any other like parts of that?
There are
besides,
fur
like,
there are
Louisiana?
fur traders out in that
Okay.
area. That movie, The Revenant, deals with this. In The Revenant, there are still like French fur trappers out in that area who have alliances with different indigenous groups.
And did they move like further west, or did they just like stay there and become American?
Indigenous groups?
Oh no, like the French that were in the Louisiana.
Oh yeah, there are still French speakers in Louisiana.
Well, yeah, like in.
There are they use that term parishes that comes from like France. But I mean, you see that in the food, the culture. Like, yeah, there are still. I think that there's not. I think that most of them have assimilated and become American. But have you ever heard an accent from Louisiana? It's one of the most challenging to understand. They incorporate French into their daily language. A lot of those people are still Catholic. Yesterday was a francophone day. At the cafeteria they served etouffee. Did you have that?
Is that the chicken? Or
Oh no, that was Senegalese, but that was a French colony as well. No, but go to Louisiana if you want to see the legacy of French culture. You see it in the people's names as well, right? They still have a lot of French names down there. There's a famous UFC fighter, Destin Poirier. This is a very French name, Poirier. Baton Rouge. You know the city names there too. All right. You should also know a little bit about, you need to know this term impressment because that's going to be important in the build-up to the War of 1812. You need to know a little bit about Jefferson's foreign policy. He's dealing with these headaches related to the British in the Atlantic. He's also dealing with another group in the Mediterranean. Who's that? What's going on in the Mediterranean during Jefferson's administration?
The what?
During Jefferson's administration, what's going on in the Mediterranean? Barbary pirates. Remember these guys? Barbary pirates. These are Ottoman-aligned pirates who are harassing American ships in the Mediterranean. They're taking slaves. They're demanding tribute. Jefferson sends a fleet to crush them. Because, this is a new country. They don't have the backing of the British and French anymore. The British had this great navy, and without that protection, this is a real test of American military force, and it's fairly successful. It's something that people brought up a lot in the run-up to the invasion of Iraq, actually. All right, you're going to have 2 FRQs. I would definitely think about comparisons between the colonies. You should know the difference between the economic systems related to New England and Chesapeake. You should have a general idea about the French and Indian War. You should know some figures associated with the French and Indian War. You should definitely know about the significance of the Proclamation of 1763, and you should understand how the French and Indian War is connected to the American Revolution. All right, got key people listed for you in the study guide: Bartolome de las Casas, Roger Williams, William Penn.
How many multiple choice questions are there?
32 or something.
But that's not bad.
And
Two.
2
That's
free
not
response.
even bad.
Yeah.
But there's no long essay or anything.
Free response questions should be. There's no LEQ. I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, we don't have.
Do we have to make the FRQs as long as the one?
But they're
Should
just
be
they're just a
sufficient.
paragraph or 2, right?
2 paragraphs at least. I would be shooting for over there. The FRQs.
That's not bad at all.
You can do it.
Last multiple choice we had 2 and 4.
Yeah. I'm trying to pick out the most important
Yeah.
ones from all 7 chapters. Yeah, I think you can do this.
I don't know, some teachers want to quiz you on like literally everything you want.
Yeah, but
It's
you're
just
gonna have to
stupid.
cut some stuff out, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the year, I think there's gonna be like 60 in the whole thing, right? And we're a third of the way through or so it shouldn't be a million questions, right? All right. Anybody have any questions about this study guide that I was so kind to give to you?
Is,
No, thank you.
No.
is it just gonna be for the study guide, or just everything?
You should, I mean, you should look back through the other documents as well that we've gone over. But I chose to highlight these things for a reason. Right? Any other questions? All right, I think that you can work on maybe getting into groups, going through this on your own. You have freedom to go use some of the other facilities outside of the classroom if you'd like.
Thank you.